Hey everybody, this is Kevin and welcome to another Saturday Sports Card Show. And today is the second video that I'm doing on AAA baseball. And if you remember, about a month ago, I went to a Las Vegas Aviators playing the Reno Aces ball game. And I did that primarily to get some cards autographed. And I showed these cards off last month in my video, but I want to show them again to you just to kind of show you what you can do at a AAA game. This was a star card. In fact, I got to get this in a one-touch. I don't know why I haven't yet, but Alec Thomas was there. In fact, I got, where's the other one? There it is. I got two Alec Thomas signed cards. This one was that is just phenomenal. And if you remember the story, when I was there, there was a nice woman at the ball game that was getting baseball cards signed as well. And she said, "You got a pen?" I said, "Well, I got my black Sharpie." She goes, No. You got to use a blue Sharpie." So I said, "Yes, ma'am." So she gave it to me. She had a bunch of them, and I'm glad she did, because that blue ink really stands out on that card. And let me show you the rest of them. I got the Alec Thomas, of course, twice. Doug Drabek, if you remember, he was a pitcher for the Pirates back in the 80s. He is the pitching coach for the Reno Aces. And for those of you who are new to my channel, the Reno Aces are the AAA team for the Arizona Diamondbacks. And being a D-backs fan, naturally, I like the Aces, and primarily because I get to go watch some of the D-backs that maybe have been sent down for one reason or another, and then I get to go see the D-back players playing at a much, I don't want to say lower level, but more informal level, I guess. They're easier to access. The security's not as great. It's just more fun and relaxed. So anyway, I got the Doug Drabek card signed last time. Luis Frias, he was heading out to the bullpen, and I grabbed him, and he signed one for me. I got Blaze Alexander. If you remember the story, this is the guy that I asked for the cap, and he said no, and I said, I want the cap, and he said, "No, I want the cap." And he thought I was talking about his ball cap, and he goes, "I'm not giving you my cap." I said, "No, I want my cap back from my Sharpie." So we had that funny little exchange. So that was Blaze. And then, of course, the Buddy Kennedy card. So that was just beyond phenomenal, that experience. Me and my wife went and just had a great time at the ballpark. So I heard that the Reno Aces were back in town playing the Las Vegas Aviators this weekend. And I knew that Josh Rojas, who's right here, and Pavin Smith, specifically those two, but there are other players, but specifically those two that I love to watch every night when we watch our D-backs game, they were sent down because their hitting has not been what it used to be. And we've got great hitting coaches down in AAA, so historically speaking, every time we send a batter back down to the minors, they get with the batting coach, they get their batting back up to where it should be, and then they get to go back up. If you remember, Alec Thomas signed that card for me. Literally the next day, he got called back down to Arizona and hit a home run. So there you go. So I wanted to go see Pavin and Josh Ross specifically. And so I told my wife, let's go. And we last time we went, we sat behind the third base dugout, and I wanted to sit in generally the same area. So I bought some tickets in roughly the same spot and went down there, and I had my collection of cards with me. And I had all these cards here, and I'm gonna, you know me, I love to tell stories and share things as we go through them. So I knew that obviously Josh was down with them and Pavin was down with them. And I missed out on Seth Beer the last time, so I wanted Seth's autograph. So took some Seth Beer cards. Notice they're unsigned, and I'll tell you why in a second. I took two rookie Donruss cards, and I took his rookie Topps card. And I took this beautiful Prism. I thought that would really look good with a blue autograph across it. But come to find out, he's now playing in Double-A. He got sent down to Double-A, so he's not even at Triple-A anymore. So Seth Beer is no longer what we thought he would be, unfortunately. Didn't pan out. Then there's disappointment number 2. Actually, this was disappointment number 1. Josh Rojas was a no-show. I cannot tell you why he wasn't there. I don't know the story, but he wasn't there at all. So the cards I had for him all went unsigned, including this beautiful Prism card. Now, I'm going to hold off on the back 2 because before I show well, I should say the back 1 player, but I want to tell you a story, and you guys either love my stories or you hate my stories, but one way or the other, you're going to hear them. We're down there, and my wife and I are sitting in the bleachers, kind of waiting for the pregame ceremonies to start and everything. And their players were really late coming out of the clubhouse tonight. And if you're watching this Saturday morning, the game was Friday night, and that's when I'm recording this. The players were really late coming out of the clubhouse, and I'm kind of antsy. I'm sitting there, and that lady that I saw before, she was not there. So I'm like, oh, I might be the only baseball card guy here tonight. But that didn't make me feel real easy because I don't really know my way around yet too well. So we're sitting there, and I notice off on the right side, this couple comes in, and they sat down 1 or 2 rows ahead of us and to our right, and he had a binder in his arms, and I kind of nudged my wife, and I said, hey, do you think those are baseball cards he's got? And she was like, maybe. So I'm, not trying to be too sneaky or, eavesdrop, but I was kind of looking to see, and sure enough, he opened the binder, and I saw baseball cards. I'm like, yes, okay, there's somebody else here with baseball cards. So I see him doing something to him. He's scrubbing or scraping or something. And I'm like, what is that guy doing? So I say, well, you know what? There's only one way to find out. And I'm not shy when it comes to meeting people. So I go down there, and I sat down, kind of kneeled down behind him, and I tapped him on the shoulder, and I said, excuse me. I said, I see you got baseball cards, and I brought some cards too. And do you mind me asking what you're doing? Because I don't know what you're doing with them. And he goes, oh, I'm rubbing them down with an eraser to clean off the film so they'll take the ink better when we get them signed. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. So I showed him my cards, and I showed him, who I brought. And then he's the one who actually told me about Seth Beer not being there, and which was disappointing, but, it is what it is. But no, and I want to, I'm going to put this delicately because a lot of people know where I stand when it comes to rivalries. We have these preconceived notions about people because of the color uniform they wear or the color hat that they wear. And folks, I'm a D-backs fan, and D-backs have their rivals. But I would like to go on record tonight saying that this young gentleman that I met, and I'll talk more about him in a second, but we hit it off. And super nice guy, just real good, down-to-earth human being. And after our pleasantries and exchanging some, greetings to each other, he said, are you here for the Aces or the Aviators? I said, well, Aces, because I'm a D-backs fan. And he started laughing, and I'm like, why? Who do you root for? And he goes, I'm a Dodgers fan. So immediately, that idea in my mind, fight or flight? What do I do? Do I run or do I, no. And so I'm here to dismiss any notions that Dodger fans are anything but as nice as anybody else out there. This young man, his name is Moisey, and we hit it off, and we had a really good time talking about baseball cards and sharing, card stories and experiences. And Ethan, if you're watching this, by the way, guys, I did mention this. I do have an Ethan package we're going to open up here at the end. But I was wearing your shirt, Ethan. I know I sent you a picture, so you knew that ahead of time. But I pointed my shirt out to you, and he hadn't heard of you yet, so he jumped on your bus and subscribed. And so there you go. You got one more subscriber heading toward your 14,000 mark. Anyway, and I won't tell you all the details, but we had a lot in common. We've been to similar parts of the country, and we just had a lot of similar baseball experiences, and I'll just leave it at that. But nice young man. And so anyway, so getting back to what he's doing, he's rubbing these cards with his eraser, but I noticed he was doing them while they were in their 9-pocket pages. And I said, I don't mean to sound like stupid or ignorant or insulting, but why are you cleaning just pretend this is an eraser. Why are you cleaning your cards when they're in the pocket? Would you say that's a safe question to ask? Like, it's a legitimate question? And he kind of chuckled. He goes, oh no. He goes, let me show you what I did. Now, Moisey, if you're watching, and I'm going to give you full credit for this. I have nothing to do with this. It was all you. And I don't know where you got it from. If it's your own idea, you are a genius. If it wasn't your idea, you're still a genius for copying from whoever taught this to you. But what he did, and I'm going to do one actually right here. I'm going to show you what he did. Let me move things out of the way. This is my first attempt at doing it, but I think it's going to help in the future because I know it helped him out. He took a 9, like I said, a 9 pocket page, and I'll just do this one for an example. Let me turn the camera down just a skosh so you can see better. And I took a generic card. I'm sorry, Jeff Parrott, but you're going to get injured tonight. You take a card and you put it in the sleeve, right? Now I hope I'm doing this right. You take a ruler, or in this case like a metal straight edge, and a sharp knife, X-Acto, razor, whatever. And you basically cut out, again, I hope I'm doing this right. You cut out a frame in the plastic. This is not going to be perfect. This is my first attempt at doing this. Now you probably can see where I'm going with this idea. And you're probably, the light bulbs are already coming on. Now, you guys all might already know this trick, but I didn't know about it. Either I've been living in a cave for the last few years and didn't know about doing this, but Moisey showed it to me, and it was ingeniously simple. And that's what I told him. I said, it's neat when you see something that's so simple yet so ingenious. You cut out this frame, right? There it is. But guess what? The card is still in the pocket. And it can be slid out and slid in. Might be kind of tricky to get it in the bottom part. Maybe I'll have to work on that part of the cutting. Well, anyway, there we go. So he was cleaning the surface of the card directly on the card, but it's held in by the frame. And he had rows of cards of all the guys that he wanted signed. So, for example, if Rojas had been there, and I said, Mr. Rojas, can I have your autograph? Here's one card, and he'd sign it, and okay, here's another card, signed it, and oh, here's another card, and then he's fumbling for it. Or you can just have this sheet in a binder, hand it to the player, and he literally just goes zoop, 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 and signs right across because they're all open and exposed. Again, y'all might be laughing saying, Kevin, everybody knows that trick. But I'm glad you ran into Moisey at the ball field to teach it to you because I did not know about that. Absolutely ingenious. So, Moisey, again, thanks to you. Thanks. All credit goes to you on that one. Next time you see me at the ball field, I'm going to have a binder and these cutout sheets. I don't know if I'm going to use this one or not. I didn't do the best job. I didn't really plan it. I may do some measuring. Although that's not too bad, really. But I'll figure it out and get better at it. So anyway, that's just a little trick I learned, and I wanted to share it with you guys. If you go to a ball game or any function where there's, if you're into NASCAR and you go to a race, do this. I'm not sure what Danny does. He might, I think Danny puts double-sided tape on his cards and just sticks them on a piece of cardboard. I'm not sure, but this in a binder, and he had several sheets, so you could just go to the player, hand it to him, and sign away. So again, thank you, Moisey, for that. Okay, so now that trick is shown. Let me set that out of the way, and I again apologize to Mr. Parrott because now his 2-cent card is now worth 1 cent. Okay, let me set up my display once again, and I do want to show you the cards that I did get signed. Let me aim that up a little bit again. Okay, so I just want to show these off. One player got 4 cards signed, and here we go. Drum roll, please. Pavin Smith, look at that. Rookie card. Beautiful, that blue ink just really pops with the red back of the red border, the red and white uniform. Now, Pavin was hard to get initially. He came out of the clubhouse and turned right into the dugout before I could get his attention. And he had to get on the field and warm up. And like I told you earlier, they were really late getting onto the ball field. So they didn't have a whole lot of time to just kind of meander about. So he did his stretching, his run, his warm-ups, and then came back in the dugout. And as soon as he stepped foot in the dugout, they called all the players back onto the field for the national anthem and to start the pregame ceremonies. So then he goes out and lines up and me and my wife, Ramona, and of course, Moisey is down there, and the three of us are just waiting, you know, by the entrance to the dugout. Well, after the song's over, they come back in, and I see him, and it's like my only chance, and I yelled, "Paven!" He looks up, and I held up the marker and the cards, and I'm like, can I get your autograph, please? And he kind of made his way through the other players, kind of a fish swimming upstream, so to speak. He gets up to the railing, and I hand him my 2 cards, because I had 2 cards, and Ramona had 2 cards. And I know Moisey had some cards in his binder. So he signed them, and very nice guy. If you guys know anything about me and my beliefs, one of the things I really admire about Paven Smith is his walk-up music is a Christian song. Him and Nick Ahmed are the only 2 players I've ever seen that have Christian music playing as they walk up to bat. And, you know, do they catch a lot of grief from the other players? I don't know. Are they respected for it? I don't know what's, you know, goes on behind the scenes. But they're not ashamed of their faith, and they're not ashamed to share it with the whole world when they come up to bat. So I mentioned that to him. I said, Paven, I said, you and Nick need to get all the other players on the team on board and play Christian music walking up to the plate. He kind of smiled, and he's like, kind of like, that's not a bad idea. So, but no, it was a true honor to meet him. And my wife got these 2 cards signed, identical cards here. She got those 2 signed. And then the 2 I handed him was his rookie card, Topps base card. And a little bit hard to see the signature because the background's kind of dark. But this is the creme de la creme. I got him to sign on a silver-backed Prism card, chrome. Look at that. That card. Oh, and one more shout out to Moisey. He did let me borrow his eraser to clean up the surface on this card. So I know I got good ink down, you know, sealed. It's not going to smear or anything. And this is going to go, actually, yeah, these are all going to go in 1-touches eventually. I got to get these protected. But that was an awesome, awesome card. So, and if I remember right in the game, and by the way, the Aces did win 7-3, and I think Paven, he batted 5 times, he walked 3 times, grounded out, and I think he got a double, maybe just a single. But he batted 500 for the night, so that would have improved his average from probably whatever it was. So, Paven Smith is the real deal. If you don't know anything about Paven Smith, guys, Google his name or look him up on YouTube. And I've shared this before, but I'll share it again. Go to his channel, or not his channel, but go to any channel that shows the video of him surprising his parents with an outstanding Christmas gift. Just type in Paven Smith parents. That's all you got to do. And you'll get a vertical video. I think it might even just be a short, YouTube short, but it's worth watching. If you're an emotional type, it might bring a tear or 2 to your eyes in a good way. Class act, the real deal. I'm so happy to have met him, and I can't wait for him to get back up to the big leagues and playing on TV again. So shout out to Paven. All right, let me set these cards aside, and I want to get ripping into this package from Ethan. Now, you know me and Ethan's packages. I never open them probably within a month of receiving it, and I think the same holds true here. I have not a clue what's in this package because it's been so long since well, let's see. What's the date on it? Well, not too bad. 6/29. So this is only 2 weeks old. So I guess what I just said, forget. But I think I bought some cards from him over a couple sales worth, and I don't know. And long story short, I don't have a clue what's in here. So let's get ripping into this. If you guys don't know Ethan, go to his channel, Ethan's Sports Cards and More, and he's got the best sales, the best videos, the best uploads, the best reaction videos to card openings out there. So huge shout out to Ethan. And I did him a favor tonight. I wore his shirt to the ball game, so people saw me and suddenly knew all about Ethan's Sports Cards and More, including Paven Smith now. Who knows? Maybe Paven is going to go home and check out Ethan's Sports Card channel. So let's see what we got from Ethan. Okay, empty package. All right. And you know, Ethan, if you buy anything from him and you let him know your favorite team, he will throw in some freebies of your favorite team. And it looks like he probably did the same thing here, because I would not have bought a base Lourdes Gurriel, but it came. So this is cool. Let's see what we got from Ethan. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., a.k.a. Pina Power. If you guys don't know anything about him, his older brother, Uriel. No, not Uriel. No, just Yuri. I think it's Uriel. He cut his hair to look like a pineapple. And Lourdes did the same thing, but then Lourdes went one step further and dyed it bright purple. So it's hilarious. If you ever Google him and purple hair, you'll see a picture. It's pretty hilarious. In fact, now the D-backs are franchising on that idea, and they're selling shirts at the ballpark. A picture, it's a cartoon picture of him with this, it looks like troll hair, little troll dolls with this crazy hair. That's what he's got. Anyway, moving on. Jake McCarthy, Future Stars card. And an Evan Longoria, third baseman. We've got a silver Zach Gallen, very nice. I guess that's a rainbow foil. And ooh, Stars of MLB Corbin Carroll. I don't remember having this one. In fact, I just bought some more of these cards from him, and you can't have enough Corbin Carroll rookie cards. I'm telling you, he's the real deal. So, all right, let's see what the next one is. The next one, ooh, we got an Unleashed Jordan Lawler. Look at that one. Nice. I just want to see if any of these are numbered. Is that one numbered by chance? No. Okay. And, oh, football. Oh, that's right. I remember getting this one from my son, Justin Herbert. I'm not sure if it's Herbert or Hebert, because I think the French pronunciation is Hebert. If he happens to be from Louisiana, I don't know where he's from. But in Louisiana, they pronounce that Hebert. It doesn't say. Anyways, a 2020 rookie quarterback for the Chargers. My son's a huge Chargers fan, so that's going in his stack. All right, next up we got a Diamond Kings Randy Johnson. That is a beautiful card. It's almost like a rainbow foil backing to it. All right, then we got a Drew Jones purple rated prospect card. Very cool. And then we got some top-loaded cards here. We got a Corbin Carroll rookie card in a top-loader. I don't think that's numbered. That's just a base card. But it's his rookie, so that's a keeper. And the final card in the pack is... Oh, it's two of them. Check that out. Two Corbin Carroll. Did I buy two? I don't know if I bought two or he sent me an extra one. I just don't know. But knowing me, I probably bought two. I wouldn't put that past myself. Yeah, same card. Very cool. So with that, guys, I didn't mean to run this long. I normally don't do this long on my Saturday sports card shows, but I wanted to show off, and I wanted to share the stories from tonight's ball game. Again, I met some wonderful people. This community, the card community, even outside of YouTube, guys, the card community is awesome. You meet some wonderful people at the ball games. Go to the ball game, take some cards with you, and look for other people with cards. I guarantee, I promise you with 100% certainty, if you take baseball cards to a ball game and you see somebody with baseball cards at the ball game, you can have a conversation with that person. Hands down, 100% guaranteed, you have something in common you can share. If not, if anything, just looking at each other's cards and share. What do you got? Oh, well, this is what I got. Oh, look what I didn't think about that card. Oh, look what I brought. Oh, this, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. So it brings like-minded people together. So with that, guys, I'm going to end this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my little sidebar stories. And until next week. In fact, next week, guys, I'm hoping to get Ramona on the video with me, because I got a box of cards and I want to do some sort of pack war or battle or something with her. We did it years ago together. Maybe 2 years ago we did a pack war. I want to do something like that once again. So stay tuned. Hopefully next week we'll have that. I'm just going to show these off a little bit. We'll have that for you. That'll be fun to do and hopefully fun for you to watch. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. God bless you. Have a great week, and we will see you next Saturday. Take care. Bye-bye.